Every phone brand raised prices this year. Samsung did it. Google did it. Even the mid-range brands quietly bumped their numbers and hoped you wouldn't notice. And then Apple didn't. Same price as last year. On a phone with a brand new chip, a mechanical camera, and a major display upgrade, in the middle of a RAM shortage that's hitting every manufacturer in the industry. That doesn't make sense. And the reason behind it is more interesting than the phone itself. Because here's the thing about Apple. They don't do anything without a reason. Every decision, every price, every feature, every millimeter is calculated. So when they look at rising component costs across the entire industry and decide to absorb it themselves instead of passing it to you, something bigger is going on. And when you start pulling at that thread, the whole iPhone 18 lineup starts to look very different. Let's start with what's actually changing on this phone. The front looks cleaner this year, not because Apple redesigned it, but because the dynamic island is narrower, significantly narrower, down from 20.76 millimeters to 13.49 millimeters. Same height, much less width. And they're pairing that with Samsung's brand new M16 OLED panel. Higher brightness, better efficiency, richer color, so the screen feels more open. The cutout draws less attention. The whole front of the phone just feels more intentional. Small changes, but in your hand, it'll feel like a different device. Then you flip it over, and that's where things get interesting. The camera bump is thicker this year. 12.9 millimeters goes to 13.88 millimeters. And your first instinct is, okay, bigger sensors, more zoom, standard upgrade. But that's not what's happening here. Apple is putting a mechanical aperture inside this phone. The lens physically opens and closes depending on the light. Dark environment, it widens. Bright sunlight, it tightens. No software trick, no computational workaround. An actual physical mechanism adjusting in real time. That's why the bump is thicker. There's something moving inside it, and they're pairing it with a primary sensor so large it belongs in a different category entirely. The kind of sensor that changes how the camera thinks about light, not just how it processes it. This isn't a camera upgrade, it's a camera rebuild. So now you have a cleaner front, a completely rethought camera, and a price that hasn't moved. Why? Because look at what Apple is doing to the base iPhone 18 at the same time. Lower display brightness, a toned-down chip. Yes, it gets a RAM bump to 12 gigabytes, but the gap between the base model and the Pro Max, Apple is deliberately making it wider. Satellite calling, real voice calls over satellite, not just emergency SOS. That's Pro Max only. The fully in-house C2 modem, the mechanical aperture, 2 terabytes of storage. The base iPhone becomes the compromise. The Pro Max becomes the obvious choice. And here's where the pricing decision starts to make sense. If you raise the price of the Pro Max, people hesitate. They compare. They wait. But if you keep the price exactly the same, while quietly making everything below it feel lesser, you don't need to convince anyone. They convince themselves. Now the battery is going to 5,200 milliamp hours this year. On paper, that's a small jump from last year's 5,088. Barely noticeable. But the number isn't the story. Apple is also switching to LTPO plus display technology. More efficient than the current Pro lineup, their in-house modem cuts power draw in ways a third-party chip simply can't match, and a more efficient A20 Pro chip on a 2nm node running underneath all of it. A slightly bigger battery. Through a significantly more efficient system, real-world battery life on this phone is going to feel like a different generation entirely. And then, there's the thing Apple has been silent about for years. The iPhone Fold is real. September 2026. $2,000 to $2,500. 9mm folded, 4.5mm open, one of the thinnest foldables ever built. A 7.8-inch internal display with no visible crease from any angle. Touch ID in the power button. A dual battery system. The A20 Pro chip. And here's what makes this different from every other foldable launch. Apple watched Samsung bleed. They watched the creases, the compromises, the returns. They let every other company spend years figuring out what doesn't work. And now, they're arriving with the thinnest design in the category, no crease, and their most powerful chip. They didn't rush. They waited until they could do it once and do it right. So step back for a second. Stable pricing in a rising market. A camera with a physical mechanism inside it. A display upgrade that makes the front feel modern without a redesign. Battery life improvements built into the system, not just the cell. And a foldable that arrives after years of calculated silence. This isn't Apple reacting to competition. This is Apple deciding, very deliberately, what the next 2 or 3 years of iPhone look like. The Pro Max becomes the anchor, the Fold becomes the ambition, and the base model becomes the reason you upgrade. Every price, every spec, every millimeter, calculated. But here's what I can't stop thinking about. Apple is keeping prices flat while spending more to build this phone. That's not generosity, that's investment. The question is, what are they expecting in return? Drop your answer below, and I'll see you when the next leak drops.